From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Good day, Delmarva. Reporter Rob Petrie here for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, a Sussex County man has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for a hate crime involving a neighbor. Dover police are investigating a large fight that resulted in shots being fired at Schutte Park. And Dolly Parton is coming to Delaware. More details coming up, but weather first with Hunter Alton.
Well, hello and good Tuesday afternoon, Delmarva. Well, it's definitely nice now this afternoon. We've been seeing more in the way of sunshine. We began today with fairly cloudy, dreary, and even foggy conditions for the most part, all thanks to this pesky stationary boundary that has now moved off towards our south and west. That's allowed skies to clear this afternoon. Taking a live look outside of TV Delmarva Studios here in Georgetown. We got the sunshine. There's still a few clouds here and there, but definitely noticeable difference in the temperatures though. We've been seeing a fairly cool breeze off of the east, keeping our coastal locations fairly chilly today. Currently 63 degrees here in Georgetown. Take a look at satellite and radar. You can definitely see what the stationary boundary is, setting up just west of Baltimore, stretching all the way through eastern Virginia, all the way down into the southern portions of Delmarva, and you've been seeing clouds going in different directions. We got clouds coming in from the northeast along with that breeze. We also have clouds moving in from the northwest, so kind of a whole mixture of different things going on this afternoon. Now keep in mind, this stationary boundary is going to move over towards the north and east tonight, and that's going to set up the chance for some showers across the region, but a fairly warm day is ahead for your Wednesday. Now let's take a look at those conditions elsewhere on Delmarva this afternoon, and I must say, you gotta love the microclimates here on the peninsula, just because where you are on Delmarva, all thanks to the onshore breeze, you're seeing a big difference in temperature. Right along the ocean front there in Ocean City, it's only 54 degrees right now, all thanks because the water temperatures are right around the mid and upper 50s. A little bit further inland, like I mentioned, in Georgetown is 63 degrees. Even further inland, Salisbury, you're at 69, 64 in Pocomoke City, down into the 50s in Exmoor and Cape Charles. But areas of Easton, 70 degrees at this time, 67 in Centerville, 63 in Dover, 73 in Wilmington, and 70 degrees in Newark. We've been looking at the current sustained winds. Like I mentioned, nothing but straight easterly flow, seeing sustained winds between 8 and 12 miles per hour, but we have been seeing some wind gusts get as high as 20 along the Atlantic coast, currently gusting to 18 miles per hour in Ocean City, 16 for Pocomoke City and Salisbury, 17 in Georgetown, 18 for Dover, and currently gusting to 17 in Newark. Now we do have rain chances going into the overnight hours tonight. Also the chance of even some afternoon thunderstorms with some very warm conditions for Wednesday, and a potential coastal storm to finish out this week. I'll have all those details in your pinpoint forecast here in just a little bit.
A Sussex County man has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for a hate crime involving a neighbor. James Robb of Laurel was sentenced back on April 22nd after pleading guilty to felony hate crime, possession of a deadly weapon during the commission of a felony, aggravated menacing, and resisting arrest. Robb was arrested following an investigation into an incident in which he reportedly threatened a neighbor with a knife while yelling racial slurs, according to the Delaware Attorney General's office. He has remained incarcerated since his arrest back on May 25th of last year. The sentence was secured by Deputy Attorney General David Skaransky with the assistance of the Department of Justice's paralegal, Tricia McGinnis. Well, the Dover Police Department is investigating a large fight that resulted in shots being fired at Schutte Park on Saturday. According to the Dover Police Department, the incident occurred around 7:08 p.m. as officers were called to the park for reports of shots fired. When they arrived, police say a large uncooperative crowd was dispersing. Officers located multiple shell casings in the area and found that one vehicle was struck. No injuries were reported, thankfully. It was learned that there was a large gathering and party in the park and that a fight had broke out prior to the shots being fired. Anyone with any information is urged to contact police. And speaking of Dover, a Dover man has been arrested on drug and weapons charges. Dover police arresting 18-year-old Javion Scott on gun charges during a traffic stop on Saturday night. Officers stopped Scott in the area of Lincoln Street and Forest Street for a motor vehicle violation around 10:58 p.m. During the stop, police say they could smell a strong odor of marijuana in the vehicle. During a search, they located 23 grams of marijuana, a loaded .45 caliber handgun under the driver's seat, and a loaded revolver in a backpack inside the vehicle. Scott was released after posting a $25,000 secured bond. A wanted Lincoln man was arrested on felony charges after police say he resisted arrest. According to Delaware State Police, around 1:30 p.m. Sunday, troopers on patrol witnessed 35-year-old Andrew White walking northbound on Greentop Road just south of Ross Road. The trooper was familiar with White and knew that he had several active warrants out for his arrest, according to police. A traffic stop was initiated, and during the interaction, police say White fled the scene on foot. After a brief foot pursuit, the trooper tried to take White into custody, but police say he resisted arrest and had a physical altercation with the trooper. White was successfully taken into custody, and the trooper was not injured during the incident, but there was damage to his uniform. White was charged with resisting arrest, possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. He was arraigned and committed to the Sussex Correctional Institution on $2,400 secured bond. Well, it's been weeks since we broke news of the toll scandal involving DelDOT, and we still have not got heads or tails from officials as to why countless Delawareans received toll violations when they didn't run the toll. Our news department has been inundated with interview requests from hundreds of residents across the state who received toll violations after traveling through the Biddle's Corner Toll Plaza in Newcastle County, all the while they had a working Easy Pass with active funds in their account. At this time, we revisit some of the many interviews we've done with Delawareans impacted by this issue.
I was just randomly getting these violations in the mail, and I was like, I know that I had my Easy Pass. I know it was funded. I know it was in my car. And the one thing that stuck out to me is that I would go one way down to the beach and then come back, and they would only send me a violation for one direction.
Started researching it a little bit. Look back, it was working, perfectly working fine. Then it's saying starting on December 25th, 2021 is when we got the violations. And he was like, Mom, I had it in the vehicle where we always have it. Why would it pick up on the 24th? And not pick up on the 25th.
I need to go through every single one of these and appeal them because that's their process and that's what I will do. But I am going to send this, all the appeals, all of my account information, and I'm going to send it to the head of DelDOT because somebody needs to be aware that this is a problem. I did the right thing. I paid the tolls that came in. I called customer service. And the problem is that you're forced into a situation as the consumer of the toll. You can't prove the future. So what they're saying when they send you a toll violation is that on that date, you didn't pay the toll. So you now have to prove it. Okay, so you prove it, you paid the toll, but they can still continue to send you violations because there's no ability on DelDOT's part to look into my account. And if the Easy Pass accounts across the country aren't talking to each other, I can't change that, and it's not my responsibility. The onus of responsibility that they've put on me is to respond to every single violation that they send. And they can send it because they say to me, customer service said to me the other day that they can't know that I will have money in my account in the future. But I can know that I will have money in the account in my future because it's an automatic upload of money every time my balance dips below $10. and I get a text message. So in 2022, DelDOT can't tell. They can't talk to other Easy Passes, but the Easy Pass is good up and down the East Coast. I mean, there's just a real sense of lack of logic here.
Coming up, Dolly Parton is set to attend a press conference Thursday in Wilmington. More details straight ahead. Keep it here. Governor John Carney, First Lady Tracy Quillen Carney, and Dr. Annie Norman of the Delaware Libraries will welcome Dolly Parton on Thursday for a statewide celebration of her Imagination Library. In Dolly Parton's Imagination Library of Delaware program, children ages birth to 5 years old receive a free book in the mail every single month to inspire a love of reading. Governor Carney announced a pilot launch of the Imagination Library program in Delaware in 5 Delaware school districts in his 2020 State of the State address. You can get more details on the library in Thursday's press conference at tvdelmarva.com. Well, it's looking like we're in store for scattered showers tonight with mild conditions as we get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with Hunter Alton.
We will still be under the impacts of a stationary boundary as we head into the overnight hours tonight, with showers developing as well. We will see the return of sunshine for Wednesday with very warm temperatures and the possibility of seeing an afternoon thunderstorm. We get a break from the precipitation on Thursday, but there's a chance of a coastal storm to finish out the week. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll have the details on that thunderstorm threat and this out-of-season nor'easter here on TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Alrighty, Delmarva, let's get right into the pinpoint forecast for the overnight hours into the day. On Wednesday, even though we are seeing a little bit of sunshine right now, don't get used to it, because during the overnight hours tonight, we're going to be looking at some scattered showers developing, especially after midnight, and the temperatures are going to be nice and comfortable too. Nice mild night ahead. Overnight lows of 52 to 56 degrees. We're still going to be dealing with that pesky onshore breeze from the east between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Take a look at Futurecast. Rest of the overnight hours into the day on Wednesday. This is 8 o'clock this evening. We got plenty of cloud cover returning here to Delmarva. Temperatures nice and comfortable into the 50s. As once we get towards after midnight, we're going to start to see a little bit of precipitation moving in from the west. Going to be fairly scattered in nature, maybe seeing a couple hundredths of an inch of precipitation for the most part, especially for the southern portions of Delmarva. But going into tomorrow morning, though, we're actually going to warm up throughout the morning hours. Temperatures are going to be rising into the upper 50s to lower 60s. We're still going to be dealing with some isolated showers in central Delmarva, with a better chance still down in the Virginia counties and Exmoor and Cape Charles. A little bit of a different story going into the afternoon hours on Wednesday. We're going to be looking at a return of sunshine, and that's going to allow temperatures to really start warming up well into the 70s to near 80 degrees. And take a look over towards our west. We have some areas of some scattered showers and a few embedded thunderstorms developing across areas of the Maryland Western Shore. Now, once we get into the mid-afternoon hours, we'll have to watch out for some areas of some scattered stronger showers and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder as this continues to move through during the afternoon and evening hours. And then 8 o'clock, all the focus of precipitation is now down into the Virginia counties and Exmoor and Cape Charles. And we got clearing conditions to go into your Thursday. Wednesday forecast overall, we got scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder mixed in, but a very, very warm day ahead. Afternoon temperatures of 75 to 80 degrees with winds from the southwest between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at the allergy index for Wednesday. Well, at least some good news that with the added rainfall expected in the forecast tomorrow, that's actually going to keep the allergen levels down a bit. 6.2 out of 12, medium high conditions. And of course, still dealing with tree pollen from oak, birch, and maple trees. Now we're going to switch gears and take a look at the marine forecast for Wednesday, beginning with the Atlantic. Scattered showers, 67 degrees, winds variable at 5 to 15 miles per hour with seas of 1 to 3 feet. Take a look at the Delaware Bay. We got scattered showers, 70 degrees, winds variable 5 to 10 miles per hour with seas of less than 1 foot expected. And then the Chesapeake Bay, scattered showers, a little bit warmer at 72 degrees, Winds from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and you can expect seas around 1 foot on the Chesapeake. Now, going into the overnight hours tomorrow night, we're still going to be dealing with some scattered showers earlier on in the evening. Still wouldn't rule out a couple rumbles of thunder as well, but the good news is the closer we get towards Thursday morning, we're going to be clearing things out. Still comfortable night ahead with temperatures of 52 to 55 degrees, and the winds will be switching directions from the north at about 5 miles per hour. Now I want to show you something down the line towards Friday and Saturday. This is the GFS model, and I want you to pay attention to this storm system out here in the Tennessee Valley area. Now here's the set we're going to have. We're going to have a storm system here, a strong high to the north, and we're starting to see a little bit of precipitation with a warm front moving through during the morning hours on Friday. Now normally this time of year, these storm systems will just continue off towards the northeast and will just be hit with a cold front here and gone. A little bit of a different story. This is actually fairly similar to a winter-like pattern, because with that blocking high to the north, this storm system can't escape out. It will actually transfer to a coastal low off of the coast of the Carolinas. We're still dealing with rain and a fairly strong onshore flow. So that's going to be kicking up waves, kicking up rip currents, and as well as the threat for some minor coastal flooding and some beach erosion. This is Saturday by the afternoon hours. It's still sitting off of our coast. And then even going into Sunday morning, still have a coastal low here, strong northeasterly flow, all thanks to the area of high pressure to the north. A very classic looking Miller B nor'easter on our hands. And last time I checked, it's the month of May, not February. So this is kind of unusual, but don't get used to this kind of weather pattern, because eventually this will change and then summer's going to come in with a vengeance with that heat this year. Now, take a look at that extended outlook. We do get a break from the precipitation going into Thursday. Temperatures in the upper 60s and mostly cloudy skies. Then, like I mentioned, going into Friday and Saturday for that little bit of a nor'easter moving in. That's going to be keeping temperatures fairly chilly too, in the upper 50s to lower 60s. And then we dry things out by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, still dealing with plenty of cloud cover, all thanks to that little coastal low. And temperatures will be slightly warming up back to 70 degrees by Tuesday.
Coming up, a draft opinion of the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling to potentially overturn Roe v. Wade has been leaked. More details straight ahead. Don't go away. A draft opinion of the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling to potentially overturn Roe v. Wade has been leaked. The opinion, which shows the court's conservative majority agreeing to overturn Roe v. Wade and leave the decision of abortion and when to have an abortion or not to have one up to the states, was leaked on Monday by an unknown source within the court. The leaked document was published by Politico and presents an unprecedented breach in confidentiality to the nation's highest court. Chief Justice John Roberts spoke out Tuesday morning, calling the leak a, quote, egregious breach of trust. An investigation has been ordered to find out how the document was leaked to begin with and who was responsible.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines, committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson, we will be talking about the Miller classification. Now, the Miller classification is something meteorologists use to classify types of nor'easters, named after the researcher J.E. Miller, who came up with the system in 1946. These are rapidly developing low-pressure systems that form along the eastern seaboard and bring strong northeast winds, heavy precipitation, and coastal flooding, and during the winter months to bring heavy snow and frozen precipitation. The first type of nor'easter we will discuss is called the Miller A, or Type A. These systems typically originate off of the eastern coast of Georgia or South Carolina, but can form as far south as the Gulf of Mexico. Miller A's then intensify and move up the east coast as a single storm before making a turn out to sea. They typically are quick movers, hitting the mid-Atlantic states the hardest. However, New England can get significant snow depending on the intensity of the system. system. One example of a potent Miller A was the Boxing Day blizzard of 2010, which brought over 2 feet of snow to places from Philly all the way to Boston. Now, the second type of nor'easter is called the Miller B, or Type B. Their origin stories are a bit different, but their final destination is the same as for Miller A's. A low-pressure system first tracks over the Midwest, bringing a swath of rain, sleet, and snow to portions of the plains. This storm generally moves into Kentucky, Ohio River Valley before it starts transferring the energy to a new forming low-pressure system off of the coast of North Carolina and Virginia. From here, the newly redeveloped storm takes a northerly path before making a turn out to sea. Like its Miller A counterpart, Miller B storms bring a wide swath of snow and wintry precipitation to more inland locations of the Mid-Atlantic and New England, seeing its highest accumulations. A great notable Miller B storm would be the February 5th through 6th Snowmageddon blizzard of 2010, which brought over 2 feet of snow to almost all of Maryland, including the DC Metro.
Well, that about does it for us today, Delmarva. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and on our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and weather updates. And while you're there, be sure to sign our petition calling on the major cable providers to carry TV Delmarva on their platforms so we can provide this kind of local programming to all of Delmarva. Until next time, I'm Rob Petrie reporting for TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News.